All right, the audio is clear, everything is ready. So, boa noite a todos novamente. Bem-vindos à nossa aula de hoje.
Boa
Hoje,
noite, professor.
boa noite. Hoje ainda estamos vendo, vamos ver de novo esse assunto. Assunto means subject, ok? Subject. Veremos novamente esse assunto sobre casa, lugares e objetos. Okay? We are right here on these two goals here. To practice the verb ficar e o verbo ter no presente. Construir frases simples descrevendo onde algo ou alguém está. We still need to see this two here because I don't feel you guys are ready to leave this subject here. So let's go. Quick review. Ficar e ter. You know, last time I told you about the meaning of this verb ficar. When it comes to location, when it comes to places, it means to stay, to be located. We are talking about a building, something like this. A building or a place. Place because, for example, a park, a square, it is not a building, but it is a place that can be located somewhere. That is why I'm using these terms. So location of buildings and also public places. So this is one of the meanings of the verb ficar, but it's not the only one. Okay, when it comes to you, person, people in general, we also use this verb ficar to talk about state. Okay, state. Let me give you an example here. I'm going to write this down. Eu fiquei com fome. Everybody, let's read this phrase together. Eu fiquei com fome.
Eu fiquei com fome.
E com fome.
Yes. E fiquei here, eu fiquei. This is the past tense of ficar, okay? Eu fico, present tense. Eu fiquei, past tense. And here we are talking about a state of that we find ourselves right now. Eu fiquei com fome.
Fome.
It means I was hungry, but not that involuntarily you got eventually you got hungry. We're talking about something that happened and you ended up being hungry. For example, let's say you got to your home and your mother has cooked dinner to you, but then your brother ate your food, and now as a consequence, you are hungry. So in this sense, that we use this verb ficar. It is a state that happened to you that you are right now because of something that happened. Again, it is a consequence of something that happened. Eu fiquei com fome. Why? Porque meu irmão comeu minha janta. Can you understand this phrase?
Yes.
So here you are hungry right now because of this here that happened. Your brother ate your food. Now, as a consequence, you are hungry. So eu fiquei com fome. A state that happened as a consequence of something. Let me give you another example. I can say now, eu fiquei triste. Eu fiquei triste. Let me see how Google translate this phrase. Eu fiquei triste. Let me see right here. Eu fiquei triste in English becomes I was sad. Okay, I was sad. But when you say I was sad, maybe you're talking about a past, a state that you were, but you're not anymore, right? Now you are happy. But here, this meaning in Portuguese, again, it is a consequence, okay? Consequência de algo que aconteceu. Que aconteceu. So something happened and now you are sad. It is this meaning, ficar. A result of something that happened. A consequence of something that happened. Are you guys following me now? Are you guys understanding this?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
what may happen that left you sad? Okay, maybe you lost your money. Okay, you work the whole day. You put your money inside your pocket, but there was a hole in it, and then you lost your money. Now you are sad. So losing the money, it is the consequence. It is the act that 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 gave this result. Okay, a consequence. Now you are sad because you lost your money because of a situation that happened. Eu fiquei triste. Ok? Porque perdi meu dinheiro. Ok? So everybody, eu fiquei triste porque perdi meu dinheiro.
Eu fiquei triste porque perdi meu dinheiro.
Perdi meu dinheiro. Because I lost my
Então,
money. Ok? Eu fiquei triste. Let me put a comma here.
eu
So
fiquei triste porque perdi meu dinheiro.
yes, porque perdi meu dinheiro. So
Now,
losing your
Porque
money.
perdi
I have a question.
Ok? Let's do
Perdi
it.
meu.
Perdi.
Yeah.
Go on.
Perdi.
Ai,
Okay. I stayed hungry. I stayed sad. Now, can it be eu ficou triste or eu ficou com fome? Is that good as well, or it has to be in the past?
No, because the conjugation of this verb ficar using this personal pronoun I, which is eu, it is in this form, okay? The conjugation, it is in this way in the past tense. Eu fiquei, okay? Eu fiquei, tu ficaste, ele ficou. This is the right conjugation. You cannot say eu ficou. Ficou, it is a conjugation for the third person of singular, which is ele e ela, okay? Ele, ela, ficou, okay? Ficou, you only conjugate in
Okay.
this
What
way.
of ele fica
If you say
or ele?
if you say ele fica, it is present tense, not past tense. We are conjugating here in the past tense, okay? So
It
let
has
me,
to be in the past tense.
yeah, because it is a consequence of something that had already happened. So if it has already happened, we are talking about the past, right? That is why you cannot say ele fica, because if fica, it is present tense, not past tense. Okay? That is why we are using conjugating this verb in the past tense. Eu fiquei. Tu
So,
ficastes. Ele, ela ficou.
so, so the only thing if you want to say I am hungry, eu com fome, not necessarily putting fiki or anything of that.
If you just say I'm hungry, you say eu estou com fome. But this is not a consequence of something. It is a natural thing that happens, right? With all of us. Eventually, we are hungry because we need to eat. Biological state. Here we are talking
Okay.
about a situation that caused you to be hungry, okay? A consequence. Why are you hungry now? Because your brother ate your food, your dinner, okay? So this action generated a consequence of you being hungry, okay? That is why you say eu fiquei com fome, all right? If you just say eu estou com fome, it is not a consequence of anything. It's just the natural process of our bodies, right? We eventually get hungry. Same thing, I can say eu estou com fome, eu estou com sede. Eu estou com sede, natural process. But if I say Eu fiquei com sede porque beberam toda a água. Because they drank
They drank over.
all of the water. Now, it is a action, done by other people that caused this situation. Now I am thirsty because nobody left any water to me. So cause and consequence, okay? That is the usage, one of the usages of this verb ficar. Okay, one of them, when we are talking about location, places, it means stay. It is located. Now we are talking about us, states related to us as people. Ok? Eu fiquei com fome. It is a state that happens to with all of us. Okay? Eu fiquei triste. Why? Why I am sad? Why I was sad? Because I lost my money. Something bad happened to me that caused me to be sad. Okay, cause and consequence. Eu fiquei triste. Are you good on this?
Yes.
Okay. So here past tense, remember, because something already happened. Eu fiquei, tu ficaste, ele, ela ficou. So you don't say eu ficou. Ficou, it is the conjugation only for the third person of singular. And also, as we already know, você. Você conjugates verbs using the same variations of ele e ela. So você always use the variations of verbs when we are conjugating verbs using the same variation that is applied to the third person of singular. Você ficou. Ele, ela ficou. This is the past tense, of course. If I conjugate the verb ficar in the present tense, so there is another variation. But the pronoun você always use the variation that is applied to the third person of singular. Remember this. Always. Always. So if I say ficar in the present tense, eu fico. Tu ficas. Ficas. This sounds weird, but it is the proper conjugation. Ele, ela fica. Você fica. You don't say você ficas or você fico. We always use the variation of the third person of singular to você. Você fica. Alright? Are you good on this? Everybody is paying
Yes.
attention? Alright. So anytime you conjugate the verb, any verb, when you get to this pronoun você, use the variation that is applied to ele e ela. So let's go. Eu fiquei triste. Okay. There's another meaning of this verb ficar. Ficar. Let me just think for a second. Okay, I remembered. Nós ficamos juntos no, let me see, no jogo, no time de futebol. No time de futebol. I believe this is the most regular meaning of ficar, when you actually stay in a situation or in a place. Okay, so here it is also applied for people. Nós ficamos juntos no time de futebol. It's like we stayed together in the soccer team, football team. Yeah. So we stay together. Nós ficamos juntos. Okay, nós ficamos juntos. No secrets about this. And also ficar, the last meaning that I can remember, if I remember another one, I will just tell you guys. When you are traveling, when you are going to some place, and then you stop and you stay in the middle of the way or something like this, or in your final destination. Let me write this. Imagine you are in a bus, okay, going to some neighborhood. Nós ficamos no posto de gasolina. So here, guys, you were inside the bus, and then you left the bus and stayed in a gas station. So you dropped in that position. Em português eu say nós ficamos no posto de gasolina. That was the place that you decided to stay. Nós ficamos no posto de gasolina. Another example using the same meaning. Nós ficamos na parada de ônibus. Ônibus. Depois do hospital. So here you are giving your exact location about the place that you stayed after leaving the bus. Nós ficamos na parada de ônibus depois do hospital. We stayed at the bus station after the hospital. Are you guys understanding this? Is my...
Yes.
Okay. So let's read all of these phrases together. Nós ficamos juntos no time de futebol.
Nós ficamos
Juntos
juntos
no time,
no time de futebol.
de futebol. Nós ficamos no posto de gasolina.
Nós ficamos no posto de gasolina.
Yes, gasolina. Posto de gasolina, gas station. Let me just highlight this. Posto
Ok.
de gasolina, gas station. Nós
Gas station.
ficamos, nós ficamos na parada de ônibus depois do hospital.
Nós ficamos na parada de depois do
hospital.
Yes, depois do hospital.
Depois
Depois do hospital. Very good. And one thing you need to know about most of the verbs in Portuguese is that the variation that happens in the present tense using the first person of plural, which is us, nós, we, usually they are the same in the present tense and in the past tense. Here, for example, nós ficamos. This is how we say in the present tense and also in the past tense. Same variation. Nós ficamos. Nós ficamos. Same variation. But depending on the context, they may be referring to the present tense or the past tense. And usually this happens to the majority of the verbs in Portuguese. Of course, I'm saying the majority because I'm talking about the regular ones. We know that we have the irregular ones that don't follow the patterns in the general rule. So, okay, remember this. But with the regular verbs, we usually use the same variation in the present tense and in the past tense when we are using the us, we pronoun. Okay, nós ficamos.
Just we pronoun.
Sorry.
It is just in that nós
Yes.
pronoun.
Yes, just in
But
nós.
você changes present and past.
Yes, they change. Only in the present tense and in the past tense. Okay, we use the same variation. Nós ficamos, nós ficamos. Let me just write here, presente, so you guys don't forget. And here we have passado. Passado, past. Passado. Okay. Another saying, another use of this ficar Basically the same. It is similar when we are giving our exact location. Let me just give you a phrase. Eu fiquei sentado no fundo. Na, na última. Yeah, na última fila. Eu fiquei sentado. Here I'm talking about my exact position where I was seated in some place. Imagine we were in the church, and then my friend was looking for me, and this person were not able to find me because the place was too crowded. And then he asked me, "Where were you? I didn't see you." And then I replied, "I was seated in the last row." Ok? Em português, eu fiquei sentado na última fila. Eu fiquei. I stayed seated. I don't know if you guys say in this way. Basically, it means this. You were in that position. Okay? Eu fiquei sentado lá na última fila. Na última fila, last row, okay, of benches. Last row. Última fila. That is why my friend were not able to see me, because I was right there at the end. You guys understood this? Are you good on this?
No.
You don't say in this way, last row. Imagine you are in the church, the last benches, close to the door, right there in the back of the church. It is not last row. Let me.
Oh, it's last. Yes, last one.
So here, okay, eu fiquei sentado. I was seated. I'm talking about the place where I was sitting when I was in the church. That is why my friend were not able to see me. Okay, he's asking me, yesterday at the meeting in the church, I didn't see you. Where were you? And I replied, oh, I was seated right in the back, in the last row. That is why you could not see me. In Portuguese, you can say this using this phrase, using this verb ficar. Okay, eu fiquei sentado. Sentado means seated. Okay, I was seated in the last. Última means last. Fila means row. Okay, last row. Is that correct? Last row.
Yes.
So I was seated in the last row. So because the place was too crowded, my friend was not able to see me. Okay, because I was right there in the back. Eu fiquei sentado na última fila. You can also use this example. Imagine you are inside the bus again. Now you are seated in the last chair, right there at the back of the bus. And maybe your friend was there too, and he couldn't see you because you were seated right at the back. Na última cadeira, chair. Okay? Basically it means this. Eu fiquei sentado. I was seated. Now everybody, eu fiquei sentado na última fila.
Eu fiquei sentado na última fila.
Na última fila.
Very good. Na última fila. Okay, so basically these are the meanings of this ficar. You guys have any questions about ficar? No? Okay. Just reviewing here this phrase. When you say to a person, fica aqui, this is a command. This is an order. When you give this command to someone, fica aqui, it means stay here. Okay, stay here. You may use this phrase to a friend. Don't go there. Don't go there. Stay here. Fica aqui. Okay? Stay with me. Fica comigo. If you say stay here with me, fica aqui comigo. You can also say, imagine you and your partner, your wife, husband, are having a fight, and then this person decides to leave, okay? And you say, don't go, stay here, okay? Also works. Fica aqui, okay? I know this is a very extreme example, but it works, okay? Fica aqui, meu amor, my love. Don't go, não vá. Fica comigo. Also works for relationships, if you're breaking up. Fica comigo. Fica comigo, okay? Not exact in that place, but ficar, stay with you in the relationship. Also, we also use for this context as well. Fica comigo, okay? Don't leave me. Fica comigo. Stay with me, okay? So it can also be about position, but also relationships, okay? Fica comigo. Okay, verbo ter. You guys understood this? Are you good on this? This meaning as
Yes.
well? Okay, no questions whatsoever? Okay. Verbo ter, I believe we don't have any questions on this. Are you guys good on this verb ter? Do you guys have any questions? Still on this? On this one? I believe we have seen this many times, right? This is the time
That's all.
because we are about to do an exercise. Okay, so just let me know if you guys do have any questions about this verb ter. Okay, ter means possession, to have. Okay, to have. Minha casa tem 3 quartos. My house has 3 rooms. Minha casa tem 3 quartos. O apartamento tem uma varanda. The apartment has a balcony. Varanda means balcony. Okay? So if you guys good, let's do this exercise here. Complete com o verbo certo. Exercícios. Complete com o verbo certo. You guys will have to guess if you're going to use ter ou ficar. Just give me a second, please. Okay, I'm back. So, a escola perto do supermercado. A escola
Fica.
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 Exactly.
Los.
It stays. And escola, it is equivalent to the third person of pronoun, personal pronoun. Okay, third person of singular, which is ele e ela. In Portuguese, we use ele e ela also to talk about objects. Just reminding you, okay? Ele, ela, he, and she. We also use these two personal pronouns to talk about objects. And if the object in Portuguese it is considered female, we are going to refer to it as she. If it is a male, he. Escola. Escola, it is an object that is considered female. A escola. So every time you conjugate a verb related to escola, you need to conjugate the verb using the third person of singular. We saw here, ele, ela, fica. Ela, it is equivalent to escola. Escola, female word. It is she. Ela fica. A escola fica. Okay. Basically, this applies. Let's not confuse things. When we are talking about location, of course, always it is fica. Okay, there is no variation. I was talking about something else. Let's focus on location. Location, it is always fica. Okay, I was about to give you another explanation. I'm not giving you it right now to not confuse you. Just remember that when talking about location, you will always use fica. Okay. Sorry for causing confusion. A escola fica. For example, here, main word, o restaurante. But we also are going to use fica. Okay, fica.
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 Fica
Yes.
in front of bank.
Yes, o restaurante fica em frente ao banco. And basically this happens because the verb applies to ele e ela. Okay, ele e ela. Fica. That is why this happens. O restaurante fica. I was causing confusion. I'm trying to explain something else that doesn't apply here. Ok, minha casa, nananã, 3 quartos e uma sala grande. Sorry?
Tem.
Yes. Minha casa tem.
Yes. My
Tem.
house
Tem.
Has three.
has
3 quartos.
Has 3 rooms.
Three
and rooms, big rooms,
I want big
and a big room.
one.
Yes,
big
3 quartos e uma sala grande. Sala grande.
Yes, four bedroom
And remember
and 3 bedroom.
remember that when we are talking about houses, sala means the living room. Okay? Living room.
Yes, and a big living room.
Yes, a big living room. We just say sala because we all know that is referring to the living room because it is inside a house. If it is in a school, of course it is not living room. It's just a regular room. Okay? It is a just regular classroom. In Portuguese we don't say sala de aula, this whole expression. Of course, when we are trying to distinguish the type of usage of that exact room, we say sala de aula. Essa é a sala de aula, essa é a sala dos professores, sala do diretor, and so on. But in a fast speech, we just say sala. Okay? Just sala. If you're trying to distinguish, then we say what kind of room it is. Sala do professor, sala de aula, sala dos diretores, and so on. Let's not try to confuse you guys, okay? Just remember that when we use fast speech, which we do for most of the times, we just say sala. Referring to houses, sala will always be the living room. Of course, if we are talking about a big house, a rich people's house, and then there are many rooms, this is the exception. But the majority of the times, sala, it is always the living room. Okay? Living room. Minha casa tem 3 quartos. Tem 3 quartos e uma sala grande. Very well. Next, o apartamento. Uma varanda pequena. Yeah. O apartamento tem uma varanda pequena. You guys know what this means?
Yes.
Yes, the person has a small veranda.
You also say varanda in English?
Yes, veranda.
Very
But
good.
it just instead of the A, it's ER.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was just balcony. But if you say varanda, good. O apartamento tem uma varanda. Sorry?
Sometimes we use them like synonyms.
Okay. O apartamento
We use them interchangeably. You can use veranda, you can use
veranda or.
What is the most used in the English language?
It depends on what comes to mind.
Okay.
We use both.
Okay. Here in Portuguese, Brazil, we use varanda. A varanda. Just varanda. Sacada, it is another term sacada, but it's not so used by the majority of Brazilians. We we often say varanda, varanda. So o apartamento tem uma varanda pequena, small veranda, small balcony. Another one, o parque, longe daqui.
Fica.
Very good. So basically, we know it's talking about the position because parque is a place, right? It is a public place. O parque fica longe daqui. So I can see now you guys are already. You can defer, you can tell which is which. Ter ou ficar. A escola fica perto do supermercado. Stay near to the supermarket. Everybody reading this together. A escola fica perto do supermercado.
A placa fica.
Sorry?
A escola fica perto do supermercado.
Fica. Yes, the park is far from the.
Escola.
No,
A escola fica perto.
it's the last one I'm talking about.
No, it's because we
Close.
So we
just
say we should read.
Close.
we complete the whole exercise. Now we are going to read all of the phrases together. Okay? Starting from the first one.
Yes.
A escola fica perto do supermercado.
A escola fica perto do supermercado. Perto do supermercado.
Yes, perto, perto.
Perto.
Yeah. And supermercado.
Supermercado.
Okay, supermercado. Means supermarket.
Mercado.
Yeah, supermercado. Let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys having many interactions in Portuguese in your daily lives?
Sometimes.
Nossa,
Yes.
So,
Pouco.
what people say about your Portuguese?
ah,
So,
okay,
funny
like
people
for
say
me
they don't
now,
understand.
I I get it. I can if they write it, I can understand what they mean. But when they start speaking, I can't hear
You can't hear. But you
because they are too fast.
do you risk any saying any words in Portuguese?
And sometimes when I want to say it, I used to forget.
Oh, okay.
But if they write it for me, I know what they are
Yes,
saying.
that is, yes.
I see.
Regularly. You know
Regularly.
it, but you just
one thing
go out
that
of the mind.
one
Okay.
thing that will probably
Yes,
help us
yes. This should go
listen
out of the
to
mind.
news in Portuguese. Like I do listen to news in Portuguese and it helps my listening. So you can try that too.
Oh,
Listening to
music.
Oh,
Brazilian journal.
Music. Ah,
News,
news.
like
Oh, news.
news, yeah. Listening to Brazilian news in Portuguese. It helps in my listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good idea
radio
to
or
practice the listening
okay, TV.
by watching the news. Yeah, this was something that I used to do when I was learning English. Yeah, and it helped me a lot. I'm only asking you this because I wanted to know if people were understanding your pronunciation. Okay, it's because this is important. Supermercado, this letter R, it is very subtle to us Brazilians. Usually there are three types of pronunciation of this letter R in the country. The most common is this one, supermercado. As I keep telling you guys, it is like you are blowing air through your throat. It is a sound that you do blowing the air, okay? Like you're doing this, okay? Ah, ah, okay, ah, okay? It is a sound that you do with the air. This is the most common sound of the letter R in Portuguese. The second one it is the vibrated R, and this is similar to the R in Spanish. Supermercado, supermercado. But this is not so common. You can see some people in the south talking in this way. Supermercado, supermercado. And the other one you may hear a lot in São Paulo. São Paulo. It is a letter R that is similar to the English letter R. This R, okay, R. This exact sound. Most of people from São Paulo pronounce the letter R in this way. For example, they don't say supermercado, they say supermercado, mercado.
Yes,
They
that is what I used to hear. So your own teaching sounds a little bit
yeah. So
extraño.
they pronounce the letter R in this way. So whenever we come across a Paulista, people from São Paulo, we can tell they are from there because of this accent. Oh, you are from São Paulo. The most common word, porta. Okay, porta. Majority of people in Brazil will say porta. But Paulistas, porta, porta, porta.
Hmm.
They say it this way. So if you find it difficult to talk in the regular 90% type of pronunciation in Brazil, porta, maybe you try this one, porta, porta. Okay, you guys can pick what is easier to you. Ter, ficar, ficar. Just let you guys know the options, okay, at the table. So,
Yes, it's
supermercado, supermercado. So let's go to the second one. Minha casa tem 3 quartos e uma sala grande. Minha casa tem
Minha
3 quartos.
casa tem 3 quartos e uma sala grande.
Yes, very good, excellent.
Second.
Next,
Casa tem 3 quartos
e uma sala grande. Very good. Next, o restaurante fica em frente ao banco.
O restaurante fica em
Fica em
frente
frente
do
ao
banco.
banco.
Ao banco.
Ao banco.
Very good. Ao banco. O apartamento tem uma varanda pequena.
O apartamento tem uma varanda pequena.
pequena.
Varanda. Varanda.
Varanda.
Very good. Varanda pequena. Next, o parque fica longe daqui.
O parque fica longe daqui.
Longe daqui.
Daqui it is like de aqui.
From here.
Okay, de aqui. There is a preposition here. And it means of here. The park stays
It's
far
far
from
from
here. From here. In Portuguese, we use this preposition, and we mix with aqui, and it becomes daqui. Fica longe daqui. Okay? O parque fica longe daqui. The park stays far from here. Very good. Here, guys. Let me see if you guys are good on this. The how do you say ambientes da casa? Ambientes da casa. I forgot. Let me use Google Translator. Ambientes da casa. No. Cômodos da casa. cômodos da casa. Okay, in English you only have one word for it. Rooms of the house. Rooms of the house. So here, sala, televisão. We have an object and we have a room inside our house, and we need to know, we need to tell that the object is in that exact room. For example, a televisão, a sala. Then I say a televisão está na sala. Okay? In English, the television, the room, the television is in the room. You guys understood what you have to do here?
Mais ou menos.
So again, you have the object here in the example, and you have the place inside your home, which is sala. And I need to know, and I need to say in Portuguese that this object is in this place here, in my home. Televisão, sala. Televisão, television, sala, living room. So I say a televisão está na sala. In English, the television is in the room. The position where the television is in the living room. So I say this whole phrase in Portuguese. A televisão está na sala. Here, on the first phrase that we need to do, we have the object, a cama, and we have the room, which is quarto. Quarto means room, the room where you sleep. Okay, room. And this object is in this place, and I need to say this phrase in Portuguese. Okay, the bed is in the. Okay, how do I say this in Portuguese?
A cama está no quarto.
Very good, excellent. A cama está no quarto. Quarto. Ok? A cama está no quarto. Now I have o espelho. Banheiro. Espelho means mirror. The mirror. Bathroom. How do I say this in Portuguese?
O espelho está no banheiro.
Very good. So no secret on this. This is very easy. O espelho está no banheiro. So we don't say na banheiro. Just like here, na sala. We say no banheiro. Because banheiro, masculine word. O espelho está no banheiro. Espelho means mirror. Okay? Mirror. Next, a cadeira. Cozinha. What is the phrase?
A cadeira está na cozinha.
Very good. A cadeira está na cozinha. Next, o computador, nananã, escritório.
Computador está no escritório.
Very good. O computador está no escritório. And last but not least, you guys just give me a second. Somebody's calling me. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, guys, let's continue. Last but not least, o carro, nananã, garagem. What is the phrase?
O carro está no garagem.
No, garage.
Garagem, it is female in Portuguese, so we say
But
na
Na
garagem.
garagem.
Yes. O carro.
how do you know this thing like this?
So usually, we have the general rule, right? Words that finish with a, female. Words that finish with
Oh,
o, male, masculine. We have the ones that have no gender, that don't finish with a or letter o, which is like this one, garagem. In this case, some of them will be considered masculine, other ones feminine. Okay, there is this variation. The trick that I advise you is to listen carefully to how we pronounce them, because most of the time you will learn by listening. Okay, by listening, because as I
but
told
we
you
have
guys.
some that ends with A.
Sorry.
That still, we have some words that end with A that are still masculine.
Yeah, as I told you,
Like mapper. I came across this mapper again today.
yes,
Map.
because
Mapper.
as I told you,
Oh, mapper.
general rule, but we have the exception. I was about to get there, and we
Oh,
also
sorry.
we also have the exception, which is the ones that don't follow the general rule, the ones that finish with letter A, but we consider them masculine. But those ones is cultural, as I told you. Here in Brazil, we may refer to them as masculine, but it doesn't mean that in Portugal it will be the same thing, okay? Because they have their own culture, their own pronunciation. So perhaps their sofá, for example, will not be called o sofá, okay? A sofá, I don't know. They have their own culture. Here in Brazil, we say o sofá, o mapa, okay? So in Brazilian Portuguese, this is the way
Oh,
we
dear.
will say. As I told you, the most of the times you will need to pay attention on how we pronounce them, because those are the ones that don't follow general rule, okay? And this is something natural, because we Brazilians, we learn the Portuguese not in school, learning general rules, grammar rules. We learn Portuguese by listening the elders, how the elders speak, right? This is how we do it with every language, actually. We only learn grammar rules when we go to the school, okay? My daughter, for example, my baby girl, she is learning Portuguese just by repeating what we say. And she's doing pretty well, okay? She is about to become fluent, okay? Just by the natural process of learning the language. That is why I tell you guys, I keep telling you, pay attention, listen carefully to how Brazilians say some things. Okay, this will also help you. So, o sofá, o mapa, okay, o amanhã, those are the ones that don't follow the general rule. They follow our culture, our customs, our traditions. Okay? Garagem. Garagem, it is considered here in Brazil as a female word. So we say o carro está na garagem. Not no garagem. Na garagem. And this one may be easy to you guys. It sounds similar to the one in English language, garage. In Portuguese, garagem. Garagem. Okay? So let's read all of these phrases together. A televisão está na sala.
A televisão está na sala.
Na sala. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Sala.
Uh, na sala, living room. Next, a cama está no quarto.
A
A
cama está
cama
no
está
quarto.
no quarto.
No quarto.
No,
Quarto.
no quarto. Ok, no
No
quarto.
quarto.
Ah,
No.
o espelho está no banheiro.
O
O espelho
espelho
está
está no
no
banheiro.
banheiro.
A cadeira está na cozinha.
A
A cadeira
cadeira
está
está na
na
cozinha.
cozinha.
Very good. O computador.
Please, I would like to I have a question
Ok,
here.
do it.
Yeah, what's the difference, like this cozinha, what's the difference between cooking and kitchen? Like, how do you say cooking in Portuguese and then kitchen in Portuguese?
Okay, so basically, this is one of those cases where we have verbs and nouns. Remember? And the difference is
Yeah,
basically this: cozinha as a verb applies for the third person of singular. It is the variation of the third person of singular. Ele, ela, cozinha. Here it is an action. Ele cozinha. Sorry, ela cozinha. So if I say minha mãe cozinha bem, minha mãe cozinha bem. You guys know what it means? Minha mãe cozinha bem?
Yes, he cooks well. My
my
mom
mom
cooks
cooks
well.
well.
Yes. So I know that in this case it is an action, right? Referring to my mom. So I know it is not kitchen. Okay, my mom kitchen. No, it is an action.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
How do you say my mom is cooking in the kitchen?
So when you say cooking, is gerúndio. How do you say gerúndio in English?
Yeah, is Gerard,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Gerard.
So we also
Continuous Gerard, yeah.
yes we also
Gerard, something like that. Yeah.
okay. We also have this verb variation in Portuguese, gerúndio. So if you want to say minha mãe, my mom is cooking in the kitchen. Minha mãe, and then you're going to use the verb to be, which is ser está. Minha mãe está. And now you use the verb cozinhar, but
Cozinha,
in gerúndio. Gerúndio in Portuguese, I believe I did
cozinhando,
this class already. It is NDO. Okay. Minha mãe está cozinhando
ando,
na cozinha. I know this is kitchen because, as I told you guys, when we put the article before a verb, this helps us to identify that that word, it is not a verb, it is a noun. Okay, a cozinha, the kitchen, na cozinha, in the kitchen, in the kitchen. I know this is not a verb because of this article right here. Okay, I know this is a verb because of this pronoun here, because pronouns are the class of words that conjugate verbs, right? Ele, ela, cozinha. Eu cozinho. Tu cozinhas. Ele, ela, cozinha. So we need these personal pronouns to conjugate verbs. Before this word, there is a pronoun. So I know this is a verb. Before this word, there is article. I know this is a noun. Alright? And this variation, cozinha, when we are using verbs, of course, cozinha, it is the variation for ele e ela. Always, okay? Ele e ela in the present tense. Present tense. So every time you see cozinha as a verb, you know it is referring to ele, ela. And what is the other pronoun that I told you guys that conjugates?
Você?
Yes, você. Very good, excellent. So cozinha as a verb only applies for these three pronouns here. Okay, always in the present tense. This is present tense, of course. Always in the present tense, always refer to você, ele e ela. Let me conjugate the verb cozinhar for you guys. Cozinhar. Eu cozinho. Eu cozinho. Tu cozinhas. Ele, ela cozinha. Você cozinha. Nós cozinhamos. Eles, elas cozinham. Se cozinha only applies for these three. We don't see it anywhere else. Eu cozinho, tu cozinhas, letter S here. Ele, ela cozinha, nós cozinhamos. Eles, sorry. Eles e elas cozinham. Present tense here. Past tense. Past tense. Eu cozinhei. Tu cozinhastes. Ele e ela cozinhou. Você cozinhou. Do I need to change this one here? Nós cozinhamos. Do I need to change it? This variation here?
No,
Yeah, why?
you don't need to change. You
Yes.
told us before that some of them have the same thing.
Yes,
The
because
past and the present.
Like
yes.
every word has this cozinha, like
Yeah, the general rule, of course, we're talking about regular verbs, the ones that follow the general rules, that follow the patterns. Every time, the variation that we use for the present tense will also be the one in the past tense. That is why it doesn't change. Nós cozinhamos, it is how we conjugate verbs in the present tense, amos, and also in the past tense, nós cozinhamos. We saw here, nós ficamos, nós ficamos. Present tense, past tense. Nós cozinhamos, nós cozinhamos. Eles, ela cozinham, eles, elas cozinharam. So this here only applies for we, us. Okay, nós cozinhamos, nós cozinhamos. This answered your question about cozinha e cozinha.
No, I'm fine.
So, yes or no?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I thought it was no to no. I didn't understand. Okay.
Yeah, I-
So here cozinha. Let me write here. Verb. Verb. Okay. Here. Also noun. Substantivo. Okay. So you guys don't forget. Cozinha substantivo. Alright, a cadeira está na cozinha. A cadeira está na cozinha. The chair is in the kitchen. Next, o computador está no escritório. O computador está no escritório. Everybody.
o computador está no escritório.
Escritório, it is like office, okay?
Office.
Yes, escritório.
Escritório.
O carro está na garagem. Everybody.
O carro
O carro está na
garagem.
garagem.
Very good. Garagem, garage. Here, guys, question?
Yes.
Okay, let's get back. What is the question?
The question is, as you told us about these laws, present and past, it's really sound very interesting because at times some of these past tense. I want to ask this question.
Okay.
Ellis Elas, does it follow Ram too? Like we have Koziham, Koziyaha Ram as the past.
Yes.
When we see the word Ram, does it follow like this past tense of the thing for Ellis and Elas
Agency
and
Alice.
vocês?
Uh,
Uh,
cozinham. Here cozinham. Here
Koziyaha.
cozinharam. Run.
Uh, that Ram, is it a secret for the past tense of Ellis Elas? Fika Ram, was
Yes.
Fika Ellis.
When it comes to regular verbs, they usually the last letter they usually repeat. Let me highlight this. O, as, a, os, e, an. Right here. This is present tense. All right. In the past
Okay,
tense, this one a, estes, STES, here O.
okay,
And this will help you to conjugate properly the verbs, the regular ones, because they follow this. The more you conjugate verbs, okay, the more you will see that this pattern repeats. Of course, regular verbs, they follow patterns. The irregular ones, they don't follow patterns. And of course, this one it is for the verbs in the first type of conjugation, which is verbs that finish with AR. Okay, I told you guys we have three kinds, three types: AR, ER, and IR. This pattern here applies for the verbs that finish with AR. Okay, cozinhar, cozinhar ends with AR. If I pick another verb that also finish with AR, I see the pattern repeats. Eu fico, see? Letter O. Tu ficas, AS. Ele fica, letter A. Here, OS for nós. Nós ficamos, see? Same pattern. OS, A, AS, O. Just need to drop the last letters and put these ones. Cozinhar. Let me write it down here. Cozinhar, which is the verb in its infinitive form. Cozinhar. So we dropped this AR because this is the ending of these verbs AR, ER, and IR. So I drop this and I put the last words here: O, AS, A, OS, E, AM. Let me show you another example. Nadar. Nadar? No, falar, which is a very popular one. Falar means to speak. Okay, falar, to speak. Você fala português? Do you speak Portuguese?
sim,
Falar.
sim.
So here I will pick falar
No,
and I will drop the last letters, the last two letters, AR, and I put what?
oh, oh,
Eu falo. Okay. Here. Tu. Tu. What is
France,
falas? Okay. Here. Ele, ela,
fala,
fala. Here you guys already know what it is.
falamos,
Yeah, falamos. Eles
falava.
e elas falam. So you see, it follows a pattern. Falam.
Hmm.
And this will
My
apply.
question is, Ellis Elas now, will it become Falaram for past tense?
Yeah, in the past tense, you see these are the ending of the words. A, STE, OU, OS, E, run. Okay, run. This is the suffix that you use in the past tense. Okay,
No.
this is past tense. We always use this for regular verbs. If I conjugate this verb falar in the past tense, eu falei. See?
Hmm.
Same ending. Tu falastes. Ele, ela falou. Nós falamos. See? Same thing. Nós falamos, nós falamos. Eles e elas falaram.
Hello.
Yes. This is the suffix for the past tense. They spoke. Eles, elas falaram. General rule for regular verbs. This is how we conjugate verbs that end with AR. Okay? AR. If we were to pick a verb that finished with the second type of conjugation, which is ER, of course the patterns will change. Okay? Will change. For example, dizer. They have variations. It's not some of them follow some of them here, but they also have their unique variation as well. Not the topic for tonight. I will give you a class only about verbs. For now, remember that conjugation, when it comes to regular verbs, follow this pattern here. And the more you conjugate verbs, the more you practice this, the more you will memorize this pattern. Okay? Keep this in mind. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
Obrigado.
Certo. Here, guys, let's try to do this very quick. No, we only have 10 minutes. I believe the next slide is more important. So let's do this one here. Here, guys, a quick review. I shared this on our WhatsApp group. I don't know how many of you guys took the time to watch the video I shared, last week on our group. How many of you had a chance to watch the video? Oh, this is really sad. Guys, I do this, I share those videos as a reinforcement, as to say, because I believe those additional videos will help you to increase your vocabulary. Okay, so we got classes. I thought I will also share some additional videos on our WhatsApp group so you guys can improve more. But if you don't do it, okay, I see. I don't know, I get discouraged because it is like I'm sharing and no one is watching. Okay, so there is no point in doing these videos, right?
I'm so sorry. This schedule is always tight at the weekend. So sorry.
Okay.
We have it downloaded.
Not that we don't appreciate your effort, but just that the schedule is
We have
tight.
downloaded.
Apart from that, the only time I have for rest is that time as well. So after sorry, so sorry about that.
I understand, but you don't need to apologize. I mean, this is something for you. You are the ones that need this information, and it's a small video. It's only 6 minutes. Okay, so maybe you have in in your day 6 minutes to watch this video. Okay, it is important. Remember this. This
I didn't know it's 16. I just saw it briefly, but I'm still watching by the grace.
Yeah, it is like 6 minutes, I believe. I try to explain this very quickly because 8 minutes actually, because WhatsApp has a limitation when it comes to files. It can be too big, otherwise it won't accept. So I need to do very quickly so it don't get too big, too long. But anyways, let's try to review this quick. We have these two verbs, procurar e buscar. If you translate this in Google Translator, you will get search. Okay, search. The majority of the translation will do this, to search. In Portuguese, they have specific meanings, okay? Specific meanings. It is not only to search, okay? For example, procurar. If you use procurar in Portuguese, it has these two meanings: to look for and to search for. It basically means tentar encontrar algo. Tentar encontrar algo. Try to find something. Okay, it's used when we haven't yet found what we're looking for. We use it when we're looking, investigating, trying to find it. And here I brought some examples. Eu estou procurando minhas chaves. I'm looking for my keys. So here, guys, your keys are the objects that you lost and you are trying to find. In Portuguese, if you try to say this phrase, I'm looking for, in Portuguese it is procurar, ok? Procurar. Eu estou procurando minhas chaves. I'm looking for Daniel. How do I say this in Portuguese? I'm looking for Daniel.
Eu procuro Daniel.
Eu sou procurar.
Yes, eu estou procurando Daniel. Okay, if you do the whole translation, I'm looking for, usando gerúndio, it is in this way. Eu estou procurando Daniel. Eu procuro Daniel works as well. You are using the formal conjugation and not gerúndio. Okay, eu procuro Daniel. This is the proper conjugation of procurar. Eu procuro. Tu procuras. Work as well. It is the same meaning. Everybody will understand you. Usando gerúndio, eu estou procurando. The majority of the times in Portuguese we will use gerúndio. Brazilians do this a lot. Eu estou procurando. Eu estou estudando. Okay, eu estou estudando. I'm studying. It is something so common for us that even other Portuguese speakers from Europe, Portugal, Angola, in Africa, they notice how we Brazilians use gerúndio a lot. Okay, it is something of our culture. Eu estou procurando minhas chaves. Eu estou procurando o João. I'm looking for John. Here, guys, another example. Ela procura um emprego. Ela está procurando um emprego. Em gerúndio. Ela está procurando. See? I have two options. Ela procura um emprego, which is the formal conjugation. Or, em gerúndio, ela está procurando um emprego. And the meaning is the same. She's looking for a job. Job is the object that she's looking for. Ela está procurando. Ok? Here, nós procuramos um restaurante bom ontem. Here we looked for a good restaurant yesterday. I know restaurant is not lost, but you're looking for in a specific place. In Portuguese, this works as well using this verb, procurar, because you're looking for, investigating, you're trying to find something. Okay, so this applies for all of those meanings. Procurar. A quick tip. Procurar.
How do we use gerúndio for this nós?
Nós?
Nós estamos procurando?
Yes, nós estamos procurando. The only thing that changes is the verb to be. And if you know how to conjugate ser e estar, you are good. Nós estamos procurando. Although I believe in gerúndio we only use estar instead of ser. I will look for it if you have a specific case, but I believe it is only estar. Okay, nós estamos procurando. Nós somos procurando. We'll never say in this way. Nós estamos procurando. Estar, it is the verb that we use for gerúndio. Nós estamos procurando.
We use estou earlier before. So
Because estou, it is the conjugation for eu. Remember, we conjugated the verb estar several times. Eu estou, tu estás, ela está, nós estamos. Okay, so you need to conjugate estar correctly. The verb to be, it is only the verb that will change when you are using gerúndio. Eu estou procurando. Eu estou estudando. Eu estou estudando. Ela está estudando. Nós estamos estudando. Eu estou comendo. Ela está comendo. See, the verb that it is in gerúndio stays the same. Always. Procurando, comendo, estudando. The only thing that varies is the conjugation of the verb to be. Eu estou, ela está, nós estamos. That needs to match for its exact pronoun. Okay, nós estamos, ela está. You cannot say nós estou, because estou only applies for eu. Okay, eu estou. Tu estás, ela está. Same thing here. I cannot say eu está, because this is not how I conjugate the verb estar. Always eu estou if you are conjugating in gerúndio using present tense, of course. Eu estou procurando. You understood this?
yes.
Here, guys, quick tip. Procurar. Try to find something with your eyes. So you're using your eyes. Or with effort. Okay? So if I'm looking for my keys, of course I'm using my eyes to look, right? If I'm looking for a job, I'm not exactly using my eyes, but I'm doing some effort, okay? If I'm really looking for a job, of course. I'm doing it with effort. And a restaurant, it is a place. I'm using my eyes, and I'm also using effort because I want to eat. So here, remember this tip. Very quickly, because we already passed our time. Buscar. Buscar, on the other hand, it means pegar algo ou alguém. To go get something or someone. Okay? In English, to go get, to pick up. So, é quando vamos a algum lugar trazer algo ou alguém. It is when we go to some place to get or to bring something or someone. We use this when there is movement in the space, okay? We are moving ourselves. We are leaving one place and coming back with the something or someone that we went to pick up, okay? Examples. Vou buscar meu filho na escola. I'm going to pick up my son at school. So here we can all understand that I'm in an exact place, someplace, and I need to leave this place to go get the object, which is my kid. My kid is someone, right? I need to go pick up my son in another place, which is the school. And afterwards, I need to come back to the place where I was before, which can be my home. So I went and I returned with my son. I went to pick up. So buscar means this, to go get something or someone and then come back. Okay? Ela foi buscar copo de água. She went to get a glass of water. Ele buscou o pacote no correio. He picked up the package at the post office. Quick tip. Buscar, to go and bring something, someone. Procurar, it is to look. Buscar, it is to get, to pick up. Alright? Hope you understood this, guys. Is everyone
Yes.
good? If you have any questions, remember to see the video that I shared. There I explain this more slowly, of course. I hope you will be good. Okay, this is important as well. Don't forget to review this.